I sometimes feel like someday soon we will disappear from the face of the earth. Sometimes I feel sad. Most of the times I feel scared because we'll never know what happens.
There was a book that I read about sea level rise, and it told me that small islands are not sinking, they're shrinking by coastal erosion. So maybe that's my thought about what my elders told me. But the islands are not sinking, they're just shrinking.
Situated east of Australia and north of Fiji is Tuvalu, one of the smallest and most remote countries in the world, with a total land area of 25.9 square kilometers and a population of less than 12,000 people. As a small island developing state and one of the most vulnerable countries in the world, Tuvalu is experiencing the impacts of climate change, with projected sea level rise, increase in the severity of cyclones and ocean temperatures, compounded by ocean acidification. The Tuvalu government understands the development challenges related to climate change and the urgency of implementing adaptation methods. Therefore, it has made a commitment that climate change efforts are undertaken at the national and community level. Out of this commitment, the National Adaptation Programme of Action, or NAPA, as it is commonly referred to, was conceived.
But if you consider Tuvalu, like other small islands, as isolated, fragmented, and with big oceans in between the islands, communications is extremely important, is critical.
This project is special to UNDP, firstly because the way it was designed and the way it was implemented was really done not by coming in and doing it for people, but there was tremendous consultations with people.
In 2007, where all the islands leaders came together and draw up a plan, and they came up with 7 of the projects that they want to implement in Tuvalu. So number 1 took care of the coastal protection, the water security, and the food security. And then number 2 came in and took care of the marine-based livelihoods, the disaster preparedness, the strengthening of the island populous, and also the integrating of climate risks into island strategic plans.
The second component on disaster risk preparedness focuses on improving the early warning systems for people on the outer islands by strengthening reliable communication systems.
When we looked at the needs in Tuvalu, we saw that communication was a very important part, especially 24-hour, urgent, fully available communications for reaching the last kilometre, reaching the last island, reaching the last mile.
As state-of-the-art equipment is being installed, it is very important that the installation be done by people with a great deal of experience and technical expertise.
Tuvalu is a very trying and difficult place to install and commission, so we had to be very thorough with our equipment selection, purchasing and testing.
The observations that our met stations here make are extremely important, not just for Tuvalu but for the rest of the world. And it's imperative that they get the readings to the networks, the international networks, on time so that analysis can be carried out.
For the Tuvalu Meteorological Office, the installation of the new equipment on each of the islands would enable regular and more reliable communications with the Met Office in the capital, Funafuti.
Until now, we sort of come up with a more reliable technology that can communicate and sustain that between the outer island and the Met Office.
It's interesting to note that Tuvalu is the first country that we're actually got a fully blown alarm system with sirens and things like that.
The good thing about Cherry Beetle and HF is that they are powered from solar. So still they are running if there's a problem with electricity.
With the Chatty Beetle installed, the Tuvalu Met Office now has an up-to-date state-of-the-art system that can communicate weather readings and weather information quickly and reliably.
The training is a very, very important part of the project. Unless people know how to use it effectively, how to use it so that it's going to be sustainable, it's a waste of time.
Integral to this component of NAPA 2 was the issuing of solar-powered radios to each household as another adaptation method. For the islanders, this was a great relief, as they no longer needed to rely on batteries or electricity to power their radios. The National Adaptation Program of Action, NAPA 2, is an important and integral plan for the long-term sustainability of climate change adaptation in Tuvalu. Advocating the cause by raising awareness internationally is vital, as the rest of the world needs to be aware of the impacts of climate change on this very small island state.
Tuvaluans should now react to carve our future, so we don't have to abandon our small and beautiful island.
We don't have to give up hope, because if all hope is lost, then at least we have to be happy that at least we did our best.